Welcome back to the Surly Talk Sports podcast, the preview podcast brought to you by the TAB and Michelob Ultra. A little compressed schedule this week. Of course, Monday, public holiday. Feels like we've just finished recording Surly's Set of 6 and the review podcast. But here we are, ready to rip into another huge weekend of sport. Some great matchups across the NRL, Super Rugby with the Masters on, our boy Foxy in the field, also Kiwi caddy Sam Pinfold on the bag for Cam Smith, so excited to watch that play out over the next few days. And also certainly, last but not least, our boy Carlos Ulberg, main event of UFC 327 up against Jiri Prochazka. Hopefully I said that last name properly. I've been told that you need a bit of phlegminess in the last name there, so been practicing it all morning. Of course, light heavyweight title fight after Alex Pereira vacated the title, moving up to heavyweight. $2 underdog, our boy Carlos. That's set to go down just after 3 p.m. Keen to watch that one on Super Sunday. Jiri, a dangerous fighter, doesn't mind getting hit. Carlos Ulberg can certainly throw them too. So this one, to me, suggests it's not going to go the distance. It's not going to go the full rounds, but it should be an entertaining fight. Great opportunity. Sunday Arvo Biffs, couple Michelobs, get the lads around, even head out to a bar. There's almost nothing better than that in sport.
Is this one on TVNZ?
No, this is a pay-per-view. So it could be a full-timer.
Could be a full-time
and
for free.
Yeah, off the back of a Warriors win on Saturday night. Morale will be high at that joint.
A Blues win.
Yes, a Blues win or a Canes win. I'm not too sure where I sit on that one right now, but we will get to that later in the podcast. And speaking of the Warriors too, we have our TAB code for this week, which is actually WARS. So enter the code WARS, then place a first, second or third try scorer bet on the Storm vs Warriors game. If it misses, get up to $20 back as bonus cash. I've had a few traders in my life telling me that Sofar Longwell's going to score a couple. There's been plenty of people telling me Storm players are going to score plenty. To that I say keep the faith in the WARS. But this is a great opportunity here. First, second or third, 3 swings at it for some lucrative returns. So looking forward to that game Saturday night. Again, thanks to the TAB. The code is WARS. First 200 to use it. Otherwise, you snooze, you lose. NRL Round 6 preview. Let's get straight into it. I wanted to start with this Adam Pompey chat because I said, and you said, and everyone said that there is no way he gets suspended for this. Well, he fought it at the judiciary, online, via Zoom. Got to wonder if he rocked the old suit top and then the stubbies down below.
Do you think if they flew him to Sydney, NRL headquarters,
it would have made a difference?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is there something about being there?
Yeah, maybe. It would have thrown off his prep. But yeah, maybe because they felt they could break his heart online rather than in person.
Yeah, well, the prep goes out the window now anyway, and was probably going to go out the window with the way that they were talking with the 2-game ban. So they had to have felt confident that they were going to get it, I would have thought.
Yeah, well, 1 game, so they contested it, went up to 2. I find that crazy. The fact that this was given a grade 2 charge by the NRL as well indicates a moderate range on-field offence, typically involving reckless actions, moderate force, or aggravating factors. I can't believe this was a grade 2, not a grade 1. So I have a problem straight away with that. I do wonder if we should have got Ivan Cleary to represent him. Of course.
He just needs a last name Cleary. It could have been Jet even.
Yeah.
If Jet had helped,
there we
they
go.
might have been in
Fly Jet over.
Yeah.
Because clearly Ivan got Nathan off a much worse action in my opinion.
Wasn't that like a clothesline?
Yeah. And then you have Wets go down for something like this. I don't know. Anyone who's played footy, plays footy, knows that that was not a knee raise. Britton Nickera dipped way too early. He caught his head on the wrong side of the body. He was even tackling with the wrong shoulder. It was almost like Wets kind of braced for impact to try bump him off. If anything, it was poor tackle technique. And yes, he's left on the ground holding his nose, but that's because he went in with a broken nose. So that can't be a factor.
Head down.
That can't be a factor because they're talking about resulting in injury. He was already injured. Nickera is playing this week.
He's clearly not injured then.
Yeah, Pompey's not. I just find this so hard, and I think they got this one horribly wrong. I went and looked at who was on the judiciary because I thought clearly this is a bunch of lawyers and pen pushers, people that have never played the game, but there's a couple international footballers on there, so they know what they're talking about.
And the thing about it is that you say that, and I agree with everything you've said, and you think, then you go, okay, shoot, who are the people on there? And then you go, okay, well, there's a couple of rugby league players there. Okay, sweet. So they know, they can see it. Like, there's nothing there that you see and go, that's a ban. See, I can see, like, this is really bad, but I can see the legs raised a little bit or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you can see the reason why they've looked at it, because there's the knee raised and they're protecting the tackler and you can't run like that. Yeah, fine, sweet. There's no intent. There's no reckless nature, like you just had the definition. There's nothing like that. Nikora, yes, was slightly injured from it, stayed down. Nothing major. Like, you see about you probably see, I reckon you'd see 3 of those per game.
Yeah.
If not more.
And the fact that Pompey had that motion, that bump-off motion, was because
He was bracing.
Nikora dipped early, right? So he's bracing. He's getting ready for it. It was almost more elbows. Like, his elbows are tucked. He's just trying to bump him off. Like, you saw Joseph Suaalii a couple years ago. Those were clear knee raises. But that was his running action, and he had a problem with this. Like, this is Wetts' first charge, something like this. Which found it even more interesting. I was like, he must have a bad track record. This is his first charge for something like this. I can't make sense of it at all.
And I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Chancellor Klokstad injury on his chin or neck or whatever, wasn't that like a forearm type?
Will Kennedy.
Yeah. Bracing for impact.
Yeah.
When the tackler's doing that. So why is Will Kennedy not?
Oh.
Like, I know it's not the exact same thing. I'm not comparing the 2, but I'm saying that he's caused an injury by dropping the shoulder, bracing for impact in an unnatural position with your arm. I'm not sure, you can probably see it, but with an unnatural position outward, and then he's got injured from it on the neck. You can't do that.
Right, there were hip drops on the weekend that got fined $2,000.
Yeah, it's just
but
shameful.
They're playing this weekend.
Shameful.
Like, I find it bizarre, man. And to me, like you said, you see that across footy of all levels all weekend. If Nikora had a problem with that and the Sharks had a problem with that and it was a clear leg raise, we would have seen it on the field.
Nikora wasn't the one complaining.
No, and
he can't have been.
The bunker missed. They run everything with a fine-tooth comb. They would have called it out during the game if it was that bad too. I just find it so hard to upgrade someone like that. Like the Warriors too, they only contest things. Like, teams know, right?
And you do see teams just go, yeah, sweet, we'll take the 1 week. It's pretty average.
Especially, like, we're down on troops in that position at the moment. I don't think we would have risked it. Like, I'm pretty sure they would have been extremely confident he would have got off this.
Yeah, last thing on this. I actually forgot what I was going to say.
Well, fair
it was
enough.
something about, I just can't believe it. And I think it was about the previous refereeing incident with Sam Healy. Like, if they had picked up those sort of things, like if Sam Healy had been sent for the HRA, but they gave the penalty, they fixed that, corrected it, yeah, sweet, okay. I can sort of live with it, one mistake that might be like that. But you can't get that wrong. You can't then get that wrong. And it all just compounds.
Yeah, well, Nikora went off for an HIA, so did Sam Healy. One got charged, one didn't.
One got charged 2 weeks.
And one got
the other's nothing. Not even a penalty. I
don't know. But hate to sound like moaners, so on we march, but it really did piss me off. So there we go. Thursday night footy, Dogs versus Panthers. Jeez, Dogs $5.75 underdogs at home. The Panthers $1.14. I can't remember the last time a Bulldogs side was paying almost $6 at home. Pretty crazy scenes. The odds are fair enough for me too. The Panthers have a points differential of plus 150. That's the highest in Premiership history after 5 rounds. And right now, it's hard to see how anyone will shut them down. Add to that, the Bulldogs have given up 56 points in their last 2 losses to the Knights and Bunnies. And this one screams blowout potential to me. In terms of selections, the confusion continues for Dogs fans. Bronson Xerri gets the start at centre for Stephen Crichton, so the opposite of what they did mid-game last week. That's the only big change in the starting 13. So no O'Sullivan at centre, no O'Sullivan at 7, no Burton at centre like they went to last week. Prop Harry Hayes joins the interchange. Jake Turpin, new face on a 6-man bench. But apart from that, it's just the Bronson Xerri swap in the centres. So, yeah, make of that what you will. For the Panthers, just the one change for them. Mitch Kenny back from suspension to take over from Freddie Lussick at hooker, who drops back to the bench. That's almost the most impressive thing for me last week. Mitch Kenny leads their line speed. He's a real energizer, real tough nut, and they put 50 on the Storm without him. So extremely impressive. The Bulldogs have only won 1 of their last 10 games against the Panthers. Nathan Cleary, his 200th game. Great shot for a milestone meaty, $2.65. They were hitting all last weekend. I reckon they could again this weekend. Like, what a 200 games too. CV, pretty damn impressive. He's captained Penrith to 4 consecutive premierships. He then has 2 Clive Churchill medals, won the 2022 World Cup with Australia. He's won 3 State of Origin series with New South Wales. Should have been more, but that's an argument for another day. 3 minor premierships, been the Dally M Halfback of the Year 3 times, RLPA Player of the Year once. Probably should be the Dally M frontrunner this year. He's leading it at the moment, and he only hasn't won it because his teammates are so good, so they take points off him. Panthers record point scorer. And I honestly feel like this year has probably been one of his best. He looks so dominant at the moment.
Yeah, I'm running out of words, really, for him. He's just exceptional. He just plays with so much freedom, eh? Like, he never looks stressed, never looks flustered. I think we talked about this on Monday or Tuesday, but he was just unreal. Like, the way he gets the ball, takes on the line, he sort of brings in defenders. People, like, he knows what he's doing, but he looks almost like he's just making a decision on the fly, but it just looks so measured.
He can trick you into some false hope, right? Because it looks like he's chilling at times too, and then he does the opposite to what you think he's going to do, but his teammates know what he's going to do. And
then the Katoa, like the Isaiah Katoa, like speed up play out the back, like it's just unreal. Yeah, he's just playing unreal.
Beautiful. For the Dogs, try scorers Jacob Preston, 6 tries in his last 3 games against the Panthers, but that's the only real highlight for them in the stats. I can't see this going any other way than Panthers getting it done. Thomas Jenkins, fun fact, old Milky, he scored more tries this season than the Bulldogs have. He's got 12. The Bulldogs have scored 11 in 4 games. So that tells you where their attack is at the moment. I think you can get over $3 for the Panthers to be the only team to score 10 or more points in this game. I reckon that's a legit chance. That means the Dogs have to score twice. They've held the Broncos, the Sharks, the Roosters to less points than 10 through the first few rounds the Panthers have.
Conceded 20 to the Eels, though.
Yeah, 20 to the Eels. But apart from that, it's pretty like 10 against the Storm. So 4 of the 5 games they've held their team to less than 10.
Is it under 10?
10 or under.
Ooh, don't mind that.
I don't mind that. Panthers 13
14.
plus
It'll
for
be
me.
14.
I can see this being like a 30-8 type of game. But let's wait and see. Friday night footy, Dragons Manly. Geez, 2 different tales right here. You've got an interim coach who's flying high at the moment, and then you've got a guy in Shane Flanagan who's probably fighting for his job. The Dragons have started 0-5 for their first time in franchise history, and Manly, they will be excited for this one. Milky Jenkins, he's actually scored more tries than the Dragons as well. They've scored 11 in 5
I'm not actually surprised about that one.
No.
I was surprised the other one, but that sort of makes sense.
You don't score many tries when your go-to players to drop your second rower under, literally for almost the length of the field. Like, Luciano Leilua has been playing some great footy.
He just carries hard.
But that's all they make him do, right? Red zone, overlaps, let's drop our second rower under. It's not exactly creative stuff. A head scratcher here. Shane Flanagan said there were going to be changes in the press conference last week. He's made one exciting one. Sloan comes in at fullback because Gutho's out, so that one's injury forced. The other big change, he's just swapped his halves the numbers they wear on their back prior to Flanagan being knocked out. So Kyle will wear the 7, Atkinson the 6. I think this is how it should have been from the get-go, but I'm not sure it is going to flip the result on its head.
No, not at all. Did Sedu 2 play last week?
No, he is in as well on the wing. So
I was just going to say, because I saw him and I was like, I'm pretty sure he didn't play.
Yeah, Fale got suspended as well.
Yeah.
So
did he do something as bad as...
For the foot raise, the intentional kick, he went up for a high ball, raised his foot, it caught them, so he got a suspension as well, which I thought was a little bit harsh.
What about one game, was it?
Yeah,
Probably?
one game. Yeah, there you go. Not as bad as Pompey.
Idiots, man.
One to watch for Dragons fans. Young playmaker Cade Reed added to the 6-man bench. He ripped up in pre-season. Is very young, is a smaller body, but he's exciting on attack, and it looks like he's inching closer to a crack at first grade. For Manly, they don't change much, and why would you? Jason Saab comes back in for Clayton Faulolo, who I thought was good on the wing last week. Saab hasn't scored a try in like 10, 11 games, which is pretty crazy for him. And then backfence Brown, he's part of an extended bench, old Nathan Brown, and he might come in. But apart from that, it's a settled side. And look, for me, This one is really interesting because the stats suggest the Dragons will get up, and that's why a lot of people are tipping them out at pretty decent odds at the moment. They've won 9 of their last 10 against Manly at Wynn Stadium, but they have lost 10 straight games, so they kind of counteract each other. For your try scorers, Turbo, 5 tries in his last 4 games, Tolu Koula, 11 in his last 13, and Dragons hooker Jacob Little, he has scored 3 tries in his last 3 games against Manly, paying $5.40. Not a bad shout there. For me, though, the Manly triple threat is just too much. Turbo, Hamoli, Koula, playing some great footy at the moment, and I can't see the Dragons scoring enough points to beat them. So,
only thing is that the Dragons are at home.
Yeah, tip them again,
if that's the only thing they've got going for them this week, they're in big trouble, which they are.
Yeah.
So
I reckon if Flano doesn't get it done this week, like the fact that they've paused negotiations with Cook and Sully says that there could be a new coach coming in and they want to know if this new coach wants them a part of his roster. And if I'm Keon, again, I said it on Tuesday, I am checking the T's and C's in my contract.
Or just retire.
You retire, you reckon? just pull pin.
Yeah.
I'd go to Perth, bank some cash and have a bit of a holiday. But Broncos, Cows, looking forward to this game after that. Friday night doubleheader, of course. Broncos $1.60, Cows $2.35. The OG Queensland rivalry. Both teams coming off back-to-back wins. Injury toll for the Broncos doesn't mean they're without 2 of their best backs in Reece Walsh and Ben Hunt. Surprised to see Adam Reynolds named with a groin complaint. Not sure if he plays personally.
And if he does, it'll be 25 minutes before he gets injured again, doing a kick or something.
Yeah, I don't think...
Oh, that sounds really harsh.
It does. I'm not sure he could wear an injury as good as an Adam Dewey can at his age, unfortunately. Madge just said he's going to give him every chance to prove his fitness, so clearly they want him in there, but I just can't see it. Jesse Arthurs, he will play his 100th NRL game at fullback. Karapani comes back in on the wing after being stood down last week for disciplinary reasons. Thomas Duffy named on an extended bench. He's the standby for Reynolds if he's out. And good to see Blake Moser in the 14 jersey. They've had big raps on this guy for ages. He's had limited opportunities in the NRL. So keen to see how he goes. For the Cows, not a lot. Just the one change. Kai O'Donnell out with injury, so Sam McIntyre gets the start in the second row. Fullback Mason Barber named on the 6-man bench, ripped up preseason trials. Would love to see him get an opportunity in the NRL. Explosive, exciting fullback, but you could chuck him on the wing. He can create something from nothing. There's rumours as well that Jackson Purdue has inked a long-term deal, 2030. That's expected to be announced over the next couple days, maybe even later on today. So watch this space. But that is great for them, the Cows. That's important. He's a bloody exciting young talent. Interesting stats-wise, the Broncos have won their last 6 against the Cows, but their win record as a team drops from 69% to 43% when Reece Walsh doesn't play. That is, I would have to think that is one of the bigger drops in the NRL. I'm thinking like Cleary and that possibly. But Reece Walsh, in terms of a fullback, impact on winning, that is a huge dip.
Yeah, it's a great stat. I worry for them without Walsh, just based on he just is such a threat.
Yeah.
Like, I know that we've talked a lot about the Warriors not having that sort of threat and that sort of pace. Just, you saw the disallowed try against the Titans. Geez, if you give him a half a millisecond, he's gone.
Yeah.
So I think it's a big issue. Not that Jesse Arthurs is a bad fullback, but it is a huge drop.
I think the confidence he brings his teammates is probably massive too.
On attack.
Knowing that you got Walshy there, that's just going to create something for your team.
Kick and chase and catch it and score, like something like that.
Up,
is Jesse Arthurs going to do that?
Yeah,
Probably
too sure.
not.
He went well last week, but he's a very different footballer,
Correct,
right? Reece can make those 90% plays look 100% every damn time. He is unreal, man. Super Saturday, 3 games. Bunnies Raiders. This one's in Perth. 5 p.m. kickoff, which is great for us over here. Means we get treated to a nice little curtain raiser before the Blues Canes, and then we can switch back across after that and watch the Warriors versus the Storm. Heck of a Super Saturday. Bunnies haven't played well in Perth. Lost their last 5 straight there, and the Raiders have won 6 of their last 7 games against the Rabbitohs. So, is this the week where Ricky Stewart's men finally get it right? We've been waiting for them to bounce back for a while now. So this could be the one. Interesting for the Bunnies, Brandon Smith back. I like to see that. I think that can only be positive for the Bunnies. He's coming straight into my fantasy team, only 300k, starting at 9 straight away, expecting to play big minutes, not just at hooker, but potentially through the middle in that hybrid prop and roll, lock roll that he played at the Storm. So keen to see him back out there for the Raiders. Jed Stewart, back, first taste of NRL action this season on the wing. Xavier Savage out with a leg, but I think this is just a dad saying, when in doubt, pick your son. And hopefully he can deliver. So it works for Nathan and I. It
does.
Right?
Yeah.
It hasn't worked for Cole and Shane Flanagan. So you've got examples on both sides.
Yeah. I don't think it's a bad move. Like, he's not a horrible player. So, yeah. Jeez, the Raiders, man, they just have annoyed me.
It's got to happen at some stage. It has.
And we've said that about a lot of teams, though, eh?
Interesting, they've dropped Matt Tomoko and Chevy Stewart from the extended bench again.
Is Matt Tomoko like... He's got to be doing something wrong at training or something.
Well, it's weird because one week they pull them both in, then they drop them both, then they pull them both in. It's
maybe
like
there's a duo
they're just giving them like a little bit of string to be like, don't leave, we've got plans for you. And then, yeah, bizarre. That game's a coin toss for me. Sharks Roosters after that. That's the second of the Perth doubleheader. Sharks heading in off a win against us. Roosters off the bye. Some big returns for them too. They welcome back Victor Radley from his cocaine suspension, which just kept getting more and more downgraded. They ended up counting the bye last week as well to have him available for this week.
As you do.
Well, Nick Politis said no leniency on drugs at the club.
Yeah, but...
And then they've been so lenient, they've counted internationals where he possibly would have played, and the bye. So, good to see. Egan Butcher, he's back from concussion. Spencer Lenu back as well from a hamstring. So, 3 big boppers in that forward pack. Interested to see Hugo Savala named in at centre. Billy Smith out with a knee injury. He's in for a big defensive day up against that Sharks left edge that exposed the Warriors. That's KL Iro.
Yeah, that's
Will
try
Kennedy
time.
Out the back, that's Sam Stone Street. Surely that's a spot for the Sharks to head to on attack. Sam Walker, Hugo Savala, Daniel Tupou.
I can't imagine he stays there. It just seems really odd to me. I know they got Tommy Talau in the reserves. I'd say he's probably a better centre. He's played centre before. He's a much better centre, I would have thought, than Hugo
that's
Savala.
Probably his preferred that and wing, right? So
not that what's his name?
Hugo's
Savala,
a good footballer.
Great footballer, but he's not a right centre, is he? So that's what I would assume would happen. Not whether it does or not, who knows? But
smoke and mirrors, mind games. It's a long way to travel.
I don't like the Sharks
to not play.
Yeah.
If you're Hugo Savala, you would be fuming. For the Sharks, they lose Jesse Ramian to a knee injury, so Hiroti comes in for him. And good to see Britain Nikora out there. I want to make this clear. This isn't a Britain Nikora hate thing.
He wouldn't have complained, I wouldn't have thought.
I would have loved to have known if he went in to vouch for Pomps. I feel like he potentially is that type of guy where if they asked him to, he probably would have been like...
A bit like Artie Sevilla for Eben Etzebeth when that happened.
Look, my fault.
Yeah,
you know?
I'll just go in and vouch for you.
But we love Nikora. He's a heck of a player, great Kiwi. This was a Kiwi on Kiwi crime that should never have happened.
Yeah, well, it didn't really happen, did it?
No,
There wasn't a crime.
It didn't. We need to move on. Sharks have won their last 4 games. Won their last 4 games in Perth. So they have a great record over there, and they've won 3 of their last 4 against the Roosters. So... interesting there. They are the underdogs, so there could be a bit of value. And then Super Saturday, this is the one Warriors fans will all be waiting for with bated breath here. The Storm $1.36, Warriors $3.10. I love these odds. Underdogs. Why not? We've lost our last 17 to them. We haven't bet them in Melbourne since 2014. The last time we bet them was the backflip try 2015 at Mount Smart, a try I will never forget being present for. That was unreal scenes. But the Storm, to me, they're in unfamiliar territory, and while that does make them dangerous, the last time they conceded 50 points, they put on 50 the week after.
And you can't win the comp with...
That was back in 2003. Yeah, now they know they can't win the comp, so all motivation goes out the door.
I reckon Bellamy's just throwing the towel in.
I think that they've had the whole week off. They've just been on the piss. They've bought Mad Monday forward, and they're just saying, look, boys, we're playing for pride now, and they're starting to rebuild for next year. But... yeah, a scary game, but one I'm looking forward to. For the Storm, Jack Howarth comes back. Moses Leo also comes back onto the wing. They've been leaking points on their edges defensively, so getting Howarth back is great for them, although I still think this is an area we will really look to go at. Preston Conn comes onto the reserves bench after being part of the 6-man interchange last week. Didn't get on the field, but it looks like he's going to get a run this week for the Warriors. the loss of Luke Metcalf, hamstring injury, 2 to 3 weeks, brings in Chanel Harris-Tavita at 5'8". Adam Pompey was named. Of course, he won't be out there. Reshuffle needed. And for me, there's 3 options here that I'll run you through. The first one is you move Leka to centre, Marata starts second row, Eddie or Morgan Gannon come on to that 4-man bench rotation. And interesting to see none of those guys named in the cup side this week. Eddie, Morgan Gannon, Ali Leatoa, Olofiana Khan Pereira, all not playing cup footy. So there's going to be some sort of movement there that they had factored in for team naming. That's been the option Webby has kind of gone to so far. So it'll be interesting to see if he goes there. The second option for me is Ali comes in, Chan swaps edges. He partners with Roger. Ali partners up with Dell. That's his preferred edge. And we get a genuine strike centre playing centre. The third option, Olofiana Khan Pereira comes in. Roger moves to centre. It gives us that speed that yourself and a lot of people have been asking for, a bit of X factor out there. Rog plays centre where he's played many times before, and we get to see AKP make his club debut. For me, all 3 are decent options. I think Leka and Ali bring excitement and they bring strike on an edge where we could score some points. Like, both those guys can make people look silly one-on-one for sure. And then you get Khan Pereira, which we will finally get to see if he is the guy on the wing, right? There's no better test or no bigger test than AAMI Park up against the Storm. But I would be interested to see how he would go in Warriors colours. So, yeah, in Webby we trust. Any preference for you out of the 3?
To be honest, not really, because I'm actually quite high on all 3 options, funnily enough. I think that all 3 options will give us a little bit more stability with whatever we make the decision. With Leka, who I think hasn't been that bad defensively at centre, well, he's obviously a second rower, and he's agile, right? So I don't mind that. I think the Khan Pereira would be good attacking-wise, but I've still got my doubts of Khan Pereira's defensive ability as well.
And Roger at centre?
Yeah, I doubt that they're going to do that.
That's 2 changes for the sake of it, right?
But in saying that, I actually, for some reason, I trust Rog to make more tackles and be a bit more assured defensively than Chance, which theoretically sounds pretty stupid because Chance obviously is one of our best defenders, best communicators from the back. But purely at centre, I think I trust Roger to make a one-on-one tackle more than I do Chance. So I wouldn't mind that because then we get Khan Pereira as well. But like I said at the start, I think all 3 options are pretty high percentage plays, really. There's nothing really that drastic there. And Webby's probably going to go with the least drastic option, which will probably be Leka to centre, I would have thought.
Yeah, and I don't mind that because I think we need to go hard at that edge. We need to attack. It's Cooper Clark, Nick Meaney, and Moses Leo all defending on that side. And the Storm, they've had their deficiencies there in defence. Nick Meaney, not a noted defender at all. Made 10 tackles, missed 5 last week. And that's where the Panthers ripped them up and scored so many of their points. Casey McLean, Milky Jenkins and co. Then you got Cooper Clark, who looks like a great young player, no doubt about it. He's 19 years old, making only his 2nd start. Looks solid as defensively, but he's inexperienced too, and you can go at guys like that while they're still finding their feet in the NRL. They've conceded 11 of their 23 tries in that third of the paddock. So there's no doubt we will be looking to expose that edge. I think there's no doubt, though, that the Storm will be looking to do the same, 100%. They will be going at us on that right side defensively. Tanner Boyd in the top 10 missed tackles in the comp at the moment on 20.
I'm not really fazed by that.
No, because a lot of it's stuff going on inside and outside of him. I'm not saying that as in he's not a good defender because we've seen him put some great shots on, right? I think when he's secure in his position defensively with comms on either side, then he's a great defender. But there's no doubt that opposition teams have made that a spot to attack down. And look, still no Capewell. They said round 6 return initially. It hasn't got there. I think they'll be targeting the return against the Gold Coast next week and taking the travel factor out of it and making sure he's 100% good to go. But yeah, for us, I guess the recipe is well known, right? Complete over 85%. We need to attack more than we defend so that we're not so fatigued when we defend that we make bad decisions mentally and poor technique physically as well. I think it's that simple for us, right? Stick to the game plan.
Which we haven't done.
No, complete And I do wonder if having Marata in the forward pack will help us roll through the middle a little bit more too. And then it gives us that option of having a Morgan Gannon or a Eri Iremaya Toiava on the bench as well for more forward depth there. We just play that power game. Yeah, stick to our systems. I reckon we'll be fine. The Storm will do everything in their power to slow down our play the ball, to try and mitigate our forwards through the middle, because I think there's no doubt we have a better pack than them. They'll be up to their usual tricks, but we need to stay in the fight. We need to make the most of the limited opportunities that we'll get. And then defensively, if we give away quick play the balls, Harry Grant will kill us there. Munster, Hughes, like that is a dangerous spine regardless of how the Storm have been playing. I also think we need to kick the ball to Fa'alongo, make him work out of his own end, make him do as much of the shit stuff on attack that we can to try and tire him out, so that when the Storm get down into our red zone, he's not at 100% skipping and jumping around. He's a bit fatigued. He's at 60 or 70% because, like, Will Kennedy terrorised us out the back. And Will is playing good footy, but Fa'alongo is 3 times the attacking threat that Will Kennedy is. No offence to Will. So I think we need to make him do the tough shit and bash him up off those kick returns as well, just to make sure he's not fresh once they get down there. But yeah, this is going to be a heck of a game. I, for some reason, like it. I like that all the chips are against us. Look, Melbourne have had our wood for the last 17 games. Had our wood, had it over us. I said I like this game. There you go. There's an indication to it. But they have had the wood on us. That's the saying.
I think that's the saying.
They have had the wood on us for the last 17 games. But I almost like that everyone's just off us at the moment. Seems like a Warriors game to win. Jerome Hughes has won 15 of his last 16 against us. He owes us as a Kiwi.
He doesn't like losing to us.
No, he doesn't like losing to us. And sometimes it's your own that hurt you the most. But yeah, I just really hope we can get this one done.
Yeah, I think my most worrying sign is the defense, right? Mm-hmm. Because I feel like I don't think we're going to be that bad attacking wise, because I think we're going to rectify the things we didn't go well with the like not completing well enough and things like that. I just worry defensively. If we let the Storm sort of dominate and get a roll on, we're in big trouble. Yeah, because their players, like, I know the Sharks was a great unit, but I just worry about their spine, the Storm spine, if we give them a roll on. So if we give them any sort of momentum like we did against the Tigers and the Sharks, I think we're in trouble. Mm-hmm. But I'm really confident in us actually following the game plan this week a lot more than we have the last 2 weeks. Because they would have reviewed that, right? Going, okay, against the Sharks, I know that was the second one, but the Sharks, we just went away from our game plan. What was working, we then went away for it for some reason. We started trying to score off every play. Tigers went away from the game plan after we went up 12-0 or whatever it is. I'm confident that we won't do that again. It's just whether we stop them defensively. Yeah, I think so much of our defense comes down to our attack too. Like, if you can avoid being in that washing machine, there was that 20-minute period where we didn't kick the ball once. Like, the fatigue, and that's when you make shit decisions and you make arm tackles and poor reads. Because basically, you're fucked, right? You are so tired. So I think getting through our sets and completing high will have a massive impact on that too. And hopefully we can turn them away a couple times early in the game, take a bit of confidence. I think Chanel Harris-Tavita back, snapping some people in the halves is going to be exciting too, because there's no doubt that gives everyone a lift, especially your middle forwards, when you see a 6 iron someone out from the opposition team. Super Sunday, Eels, Titans. Looking forward to this game. Eels, more injury drama for them. Bailey Simonson, of course, gone with that horrible ankle injury. Sean Russell out with concussion. Jonah Pezzett out with a hamstring. 2-try debutant, Upper Twiddle, the Twiddle wave. Unfortunately, he is gone as well. He has done an AC joint injury, scoring that first try. Pushed through it. Looked good still, but he's gone. So, Araz Nanva is coming in. Now, I've had a look at his highlights. He is more of a centre than a winger, but looks like a great ball runner. Runs strong lines, bigger body too, so he's going to get a crack. Let's see how he goes. Will Penasini back from a groin injury, so that is good for them. And Ronald Volkman to play his first NRL game since round 2 last year. The incredible Volk. Of course, ex-Warrior, so good to see him back for the Titans. Josh Hannay, same team that went down to the Broncos on Easter Saturday. So, Eels, they've won 9 of their last 11 against the Titans. They've won 4 of their last 5 at CommBank. Their one loss last week in Golden Point. Titans have lost all 5 games they've played at CommBank. Ed O'Carr, 13 tries in his last 9 against the Titans.
I think Para get it done still, but we will talk about our tips shortly.
It's definitely a close one.
I think so too, because the Titans, like, they haven't rolled over.
Nah, I don't think they have either.
Ooh. Okay, and then final game, I think when the AI created this draw this year, they put this in the poo slinger slot for a reason. Knights, Tigers, last year's Wooden Spooners against a team that has struggled over the last few years.
It's a great game, though.
I never thought that the last game of the weekend, that Sunday 6 p.m. slot, would be such a good watch.
Yeah.
Second versus third. Who would have thought?
I can't believe you just said that.
Tigers at home. Luke Laulili banned for the one match for his mid-air tackle, so less of a ban than Pompey. Jarrell Skelton comes in. That's the only change to the starting side.
We've got to stop this, Pompey. After this episode, we'll leave it there.
Yeah, but they said also that injury factors in the decision. Is this not a grade 2 reckless? The bloke, his ankle was facing the other way.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then the Knights,
judiciary.
round 5, debutante Wilson De Saucy. I don't know if that is correct. But hey,
right.
I'm going to go with it.
Over there.
C-O-U-R.
Yeah, I can. I'm looking.
He
directly
played last
at
week. I can't remember hearing his name.
It can't be. Maybe Sal. Maybe Sal. Like.
I hope it's De Saucy. He's saucy. But that makes you sound like you're just American saying saucy.
Wilson De Saucy.
Yeah, but
Corsi, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Corsi. Wilson De Corsi. Could be that.
Let's just roll with that. I just won't say his name again, but he is in now. Bradman Best remains sidelined with a groin strain. Apart from that, Holbrook rolls out the same team. I'm looking forward to seeing these two teams go at it. Exciting backline, some good matchups across the park. Halves battle will be good. Those edges, KPP and Fainu up against Lucas and McEwen. Yeah, this is a game I never thought I'd look forward to, but I am. The Knights have won 7 of their last 8 against the Tigers, and the Tigers have lost their last 5 straight at Campbelltown. Fletcher Sharp, 6 tries in 3 games against the Tigers. Adam Dewey, 5 tries in his last 7 against the Knights. The Tigers have conceded 10 of their 14 tries to right side attacks. Dom Young, Dane Gagai, those are your 2 to go to. But this is going to be interesting. Let's do our tips, eh?
Go for it. Let's run it through what the so it's 5-3.
Panthers.
So it's 5-3. Let me just get my tipping app up so that I can have some.
Oh, here we go.
I've done it. I don't want to now change. I want to back with what I've got.
Yep. So you got a 5-3 lead. You're picking first in each game. First game, Thursday night footy, Dogs Panthers.
The Panthers.
Jeez, you delayed there for a bit. I was like, what's he doing?
Just declining a call on my phone.
Okay, good. Yep. Dragons, Manly.
The Seagulls.
Yeah, I will follow you in there. Broncos, Cows.
I did that one. I did hesitate on.
Yep, you did.
I'm gonna pick the Broncos.
I'm gonna go the Cows.
Okay.
Bunnies, Raiders.
See, this is the one I don't know which one you're gonna go with, and I don't want to go with the one that you're going with, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the Raiders. I'm picking the Raiders because I think they will get it right eventually.
Yeah, and the Bunnies have lost their last 6 straight in Perth. Lost 6 of their last 7 to the...
I think that's one that I just don't want. Like, I don't know.
I'm going to go the Bunnies.
So we're going different again?
And I'm potentially going to backflip on that Broncos Cows. No, fuck it, I'll run it.
No, you don't know. I'm more than open for you to change it.
I feel like...
It's in this window of the tipping talk. You can change it.
I'll go the Broncos, but I'm going to run with the Bunnies here.
So Broncos and then the Bunnies.
Bunnies here.
Okay, so we got the same with the Broncos and then different on the Raiders.
Sharks, Roosters.
See, I don't like this either because I don't know which one you're going to pick. I think I'm going to pick the Sharks.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I think I'm going to pick the Sharks.
Storm, Warriors.
I'm picking the Storm.
I'm going the Warriors. So there we go.
Okay, I'm not picking the Storm. I'm sort of putting them over here and leaving them there and not looking at them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eels, Titans.
Just the Eels.
Yep. I'm going the Eels as well.
Jeez, I really wanted to pick the Titans, but...
And Knights, Tigers.
I really hate choosing first. Did we do this in the first couple of weeks or you picked?
No, we didn't. I just made it up after I was getting...
Oh, I don't know.
If it makes you feel better, I'm going to go the Knights.
Yeah, I was leaning towards the Knights. Yeah, I'll go the Knights.
Perfect.
Yep.
So the only differences we have is the Warriors Storm.
Broncos.
And
the Raiders.
And the Bunnies Raiders.
So 2 differences.
Yeah, I'm on Bunnies and Waz.
I'm on Raiders and Storm. Yeah.
Perfect. Just quickly before we move on from NRL as well, Warriors Cup side this weekend. Had a lot of people say they like when I talk about this because they don't know a lot about these young boys coming through. We're playing the Storm 6:45 p.m. before the NRL game, and there's actually 3 really exciting things to watch for me in this one, and that's our Pathways lads coming through. These young boys just ripping up at the moment. So Bishop Neal gets another start, 17 years old, actually 18 next month in May. 3 cup games, 3 tries. He gets another go in the run-on side this week. He's been coming off the interchange the last 2 weeks. Jason Salaleo returns from a back injury. 20-year-old prop, was a part of the cup side that won the comp last year. Massive future on him. 6 foot, 100 kg, strong ball runner. Trained the preseason with the boys. He's a big body, got a lot of muscle on him. He's one of these Christchurch lads. Him and Bishop Neal, they're from the Christchurch Academy. So they've just both been locked up long term. And I know the club is keen to see him back in the mixer. And then finally, Jeremiah Lamana, named to start at centre, 17 years old. Debuted for Jersey Flag 3 weeks ago against the Knights. He's played centre and 6 for them since, but he was our star fullback for the Harold Matthews team over the last couple years. He is one to watch. Recently signed with the Warriors through till 2028, so he's put pen to paper. He trained the preseason with the boys this year, the NRL squad, only 17 years old. He is electric. Skill set, footwork, express speed. He is our long-term fullback, 100%. So we get to see him debut for Cup this weekend at centre due to all those players going up. But he will be the Warriors fullback in a few years' time. And this kid is an absolute talent. So great to see these Pathways programs now that Demi, Leka, Laban, Tanner were all a part of. They're now dishing up even more of this next generation of Warriors. So watch those 3 this weekend in your cup footy. In particular, Lamana, I think he will excite a lot of Warriors fans.
Love it. I think that's a great segment, actually, weekly, that we can do because...
Little cup watch.
Yeah, Bishop Neal.
Oh, jeepers. The kid is a super.
Harry Inch, can we have a bit of update on Harry Inch?
He's back this week, didn't play last week.
I was going to say didn't
play last week. Back at 5'8" this week. He has been snapping people defensively, and the club's, I believe, really happy with how he's progressing.
Nice.
Of course, still new to league, but he's taken to it pretty damn well, and defensively in particular, he's forming a reputation for himself. So he's another big hitting 6 that we have at the club, which is good to see. Super Rugby, full round, jam-packed round. Do we have 4 games on the Saturday?
Yeah, it's a bit of an odd one. Why couldn't they just chuck one of those last week?
Yeah. That's like the Pompey situation,
Yeah,
but for Super Rugby, we'll leave that there. Landers take on the Brumbies. This is going to be a bloody good game.
Yeah, the Landers have been sort of unlucky, I think, in recent weeks. They're a decent side, played well against Moana despite us not seeing the final half an hour.
Yep.
So,
Coming 8th. That's not a fair reflection, do you think?
Nah, not really.
Behind the Tars? Nah.
It's an interesting one. Where are you at with this game? What do you think the strengths are of sort of the Highlanders and what they could do to maybe break down the Brumbies? Because, I mean, the Brumbies go in as underdogs.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised that. Brumbies, of course, coming in, 4th at the moment, and they have been the best Aussie team, fresh off a bye, much like the Landers are too. And it's not like the Brumbies can't play razzle-dazzle. Like, under the roof, Landers, you think they're going to turn it on. No Jacob Ratamatavuki Nepkins as well. I think the Brumbies get this one, eh?
It's going to be a dogfight.
Yeah, it's going to be a tight one.
It's not going to be some... I mean, it's funny I say that because it might actually just be a running rugby contest, and who knows, the Brumbies might bring that out. But for some reason, I think the Brumbies will try to make it ugly.
Yeah.
Slow it down, sort of get set piece going.
Well, that's where they'll have success, right? Because the Landers at line-out time and that have struggled a little bit. And I can just see them having just as much razzle, if not more, but a stronger set piece. So as much as it hurts, I'll probably go the Brumbies in that one. I do think, though, Landers, we mentioned the Frizzell signing the other day. They're probably the top recruiting team at the moment for me.
Josh Jacob next year. We talked about it in the car the other day. Dylan Pledger for next year. Obviously hasn't played a game yet, so he's in there. Fabian Holland will be back.
Yep.
Who else? There's one more.
I would love to see them get, I don't know, like those Canes loose forwards, they got too many.
Yeah.
So I don't know what Braden Yoss's deal is contract-wise, but I feel like him at 8 under the roof, he would be almost the perfect signing for them, right? And then that rounds out that trio beautifully. They got Lucas Carter, our boy Lasanga. Like, they got options there. Oh, Lucas Casey, sorry, Lasanga. But, yeah, I reckon a big 8 there, and they would be deadly next year. Moana versus the Chiefs. Couple changes for the Chiefs. I see Kyle Brown in at centre. Rion Paul, nephew of TJ Perenara, set to make his club debut as well. D-Mac back at 10.
Yep.
They will
Triple
be.
T?
Yep, Triple T off the bench, is it?
I'm getting this.
I believe he is off the bench.
Yeah.
And
Luke Jacobson off the bench too. I'll quickly run through some of the lineup. Ollie
go.
Norris, Tyrone Thompson, so Samasoni, no Samasoni at all.
Yep.
I guess they're not using this as a buy. That's a bit rude because it's Moana Pacifica.
Yeah.
But it's sort of a week where you can rotate and you can mix some players in different positions. So
was this game meant to be? Was this the one meant to be played in Tonga? And now
yes,
because it's in Rotorua, but it's Moana home game.
Rotorua wouldn't have been bad last weekend.
No, exactly.
In a hot spot.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, find that one a little bit interesting, but that favours the Chiefs for sure. I think they'll be way too good.
Samu Penifino.
Yep.
Damien McKenzie, Karen Tomui Falau, Quintapire again, who's just absolutely unreal at the moment.
I think wide channels, they're just going to skin them, right? No, Imone out with a foot indefinitely,
Says foot to be confirmed.
Okay.
Which doesn't really tell us a lot. And Eteni Nano Satura as well, foot to be confirmed.
Something going on down there.
Wallace Satiti still says round 8 to 10, which it said all year season, really. So worrying signs, couple of changes there.
Well, it's round 9, so that means
which is odd that
it should just say now.
It should just say now.
It means it's either now or next week, and it's not now, so it's next.
Unless there's been a setback and they don't really want to.
Yeah, and against Moana, I guess all due respect, they can probably give it another week. The draw versus the Force. Yep, tough one to get excited about. That's in Lautoka though, so I will.
There's always some running rugby in Lautoka.
Yeah, and you back the draw to win, right? Force had a big result last week, but I don't think they'll pull it off over in Fiji.
Zach Lomax?
Potentially, right?
Potentially, we don't have the lineup yet. Some teething issues in Perth.
Yes,
so we can't get that lineup for you.
Well, he was named last week in pull pin anyway, so it might not even matter. But yeah, perhaps Lomax. What a place to make your debut.
Yeah, Lautoka and running rugby, or it might actually be the opposite. It might be absolutely bucketing it down.
Yeah,
so
wouldn't be surprised. Canes Blues.
Oh, wow. Game of the season for me.
Blues playing mind games, all bleaching their hair, Hurricanes colours, or shaving it, of course, due to Cam Sorfoa and his sarcoma diagnosis, and the fact that it's terminal now, which is heartbreaking. But what a show of culture, right? And there was that sick social clip of Cam rocking up to training with his partner and the boys surprising him with that. You just love seeing stuff like that, right?
Oh, how good is it?
It's so much bigger than a game.
Yeah.
These are his mates. And obviously, Cam's down pretty bad at the moment. Fingers crossed the treatment works and he can buy himself some more time, which is what he said is the goal of it all. But heartbreaking stuff. Good to see the Blues get around it, though. And you can't help but think amongst Dalton leaving, amongst Hoskins leaving.
There's some motivation in there.
But that's a motivating factor for the rest of the season for sure. I love... And I don't know if Ollie Ritchie added some GST to it, but the press conference, the clip that has gone semi-viral, him saying to Ruben Love that the Blues have said basically they're going to see if the Canes are the real deal this week. We'll find out if they are a genuine title contender. Love saying basically, interesting, they answered about us, not them first. We'll see on Saturday. Excuse the pun, I love this for Super Rugby. I think we need more characters like this in our game, more banter like this between sides. It's not enough to just play the game now. You have to build it up. These are the top 2 teams in the comp going at it. There should be some spice. There should be some shit talk. Rico Ioane did it perfectly, right? And I think we've missed that. Now, the NRL has it kind of. American sport has it massively. And I think Ruben Love's that type of guy where he just has that swagger about him, where he can just say things like this. Not that he said too much, right? I think he said I think he answered it perfectly. And I think it sets the scene for people to really tune in. And
I love it.
A bit of hype around this game, right? As if it wasn't hyped enough already.
Yeah, it's clearly the game of the season. I'm big on it because I've always been a big Rico Ioane fan. Like, just through the Blues and the All Blacks. Just love what he's done for the jersey. Obviously, he's sort of gone slower down the years, but just what he brought to the environment, brought to rugby in general, just need more of it. More posting on social media, like, what are you going to say now? Or like that, like, you just need that.
Oh, and good to see him still doing it overseas,
Oh,
right? The
it's great.
Joker try celebrations, the works, he pulls it all out. That's just who he is. So you want people doing that.
Ruben Love's sort of, maybe he's taking that mantle going forward.
I reckon he's got a similar swag about him, right? Like that American sports mindset where he believes he is the man and he produces on the field, so he can believe that, and he carries himself with a confidence that some people would say is arrogance, but personally I rate it. And I'm a little surprised the Blues are 260 underdogs. I thought they would be underdogs, but I think this Blues side is going to look to take the Canes on, especially up front physically, and that Canes pack has been impressive this year, but Stern Vern's lads are going to give them a heck of a test.
Yeah, they will. And it's going to be a battle of two contrasting styles of footy. If the Blues could, I think if the Blues can slow the game down, get it into a forwards contest, get their hands on the ball and start dominating one-off carries like they like to do with Vern Cotter, I think they're going to be hard to stop. But if the Hurricanes can sort of get the running rugby going, get kicks going and get open play, I've just looked at the weather.
Oh, I was just Googling that right now.
Some wind about, as usual in Wellington. No rain, though.
No rain? So
which the Blues will be absolutely praying for rain, I would have thought.
Yeah, so you think the Canes will be able to move it around a bit?
Yeah, so I think the Canes will probably win based on the fact that it's in Wellington. They'll be able to run the ball. They'll be used to the conditions. And if they can sort of get their game plan, I think it's really who can get a hold of the game in the way that they want to. Will win. And that might sound pretty simple, but it's really important
team can implement their style of play on the game.
It's not like they're just battling with the same style. No. It's if whoever actually gets their hand on the ball and properly gets into their work, they'll win that game.
Shit, there's some good matchups, eh? Like Ruben Love up against Bodie. Bodie's an unreal
it's an All Blacks trial
at the moment, and Love is this new 10 on the block, right, basically, and he gets an opportunity. He's got Roygaard and Barrett. Then there's the loose forward battles. Yeah, the outside back battles. There is some good matchups in this game.
I think actually another player that's going to be up for it that's definitely sort of flown under the radar, not by us and not by a lot of other people, but AJ Lamb. Funny enough, Beauden Barrett actually said on Sport Nation the other week that his most underrated teammate is AJ Lamb.
Yeah.
And that makes sense. But AJ Lamb will have a point to prove this weekend up against Jordie Barrett, up against Billy Proctor. Like that matchup there, if he can sort of... I don't know, bump
overseas, though,
he
right?
is, I know, but I just feel like that's a point to prove.
Yeah.
Like he's going to show that actually he could be an All Black. So
I think it's bye week for a lot of the Japanese teams too. So Dave Rennie
is in the country.
Seats. Yeah, he's in New Zealand.
I can confirm he's in the country.
Wow, he'll be at that game.
Not that I've seen him or anything or had a yarn with him,
but at that game.
Yeah,
surely.
There's some great matchups. So even in the front row, like Offa versus Pasilio Tossi, if that comes to fruition.
Yeah.
It's a big game. I think if the Blues can make it ugly, and that means by sort of just keeping the ball in hand, then they I reckon they're going to win.
Sam Derry. Jeez, there's some good ones.
Really
basically
good
all across the
loose
park.
forward like Dalton.
And even the benches will be an exciting watch. So, yeah, that is a game you have to watch. If you're going to watch one Super Rugby game this year, apart from the final, excluding finals footy.
I think the Crusaders-Chiefs one about a month or two ago was unreal as well.
Yeah. 100%. Looking forward to this game. And then Reds Crusaders to finish her off. Look, the Reds will be wanting to bounce back after last week. There's no doubt that they would be incredibly disappointed. They're a better team than that. I just think the Crusaders are hitting their straps now and they're starting to turn up the heat a little bit.
Yeah, they shouldn't really lose this game. I think
over there,
I like the Reds at home and sort of to bounce back. I think the Crusaders are in some form now. They would have taken some confidence from last week. So
they've got a little 2-game road trip, right? Before they got the Force next week, and then they go back to the new stadium for Super Round. So that's going to be bloody good fun. Looks like we're both going to be there. So.
Yeah, we'll have to do maybe a hotel podcast or something.
Oh, surely we'll try jack up like a live show.
Yeah,
or
live stream maybe on
link
YouTube.
up with Waddlelad.
Yeah,
he's got a crew of 50 there that I'm actually a part of.
Brilliant.
For Super Round that I haven't actually committed to, which I'm committing to right now on the pod.
On the podcast.
But I reckon that could be a bit of fun.
Yeah, how good. So if you're going down to Christchurch, let us know.
Yeah, let us know. We'll see if we can sort something out. Bit of a meet-up before one of the games. Bit of a live show. Should be bloody good. Of course, Masters, UFC, kind of touched them already, but we're getting around Foxy in a massive way, and we're behind Carlos Ulberg in a major way. I kind of want Bryson if it's not Foxy.
I was just going to say, in this random world, this unlikely world if Foxy doesn't win.
Yeah. Well, because he's winning it.
Correct.
Yep.
Who is your pick?
I think
Give me your pick of who you actually think's going to win and who you want to win.
Yeah, I want...
And who you'd punt on.
I want Bryson, and I'm going to punt on him. I think he's a genuine chance to win it. I think Scotty will be right in the mix. And I do like Rory McIlroy. A lot of people don't.
I can't get behind that.
Really?
He's got to organise the Masters lunch. And
No, I like him as a player.
Oh, I like him as a player.
A lot of people don't.
I thought you meant for the pick this week.
Rory. His lunch is quite bizarre, eh?
Yeah.
Have you seen it all? Like the entrees and shit?
Nah.
Mate, it's just really flashy.
There's no way he wins
One was like
back-to-back.
his
There's
mother's
no way.
roast duck potatoes or something. I was like, why'd you have to call it like mum's roast duck? It's a bit specific.
So who would you're punting on Bryson and you want him to win?
And I want Foxy, and I like Cam Smith too, because Sam Pinfold, friend of the show, good bloke. But most realistic chance, I'm on Bryson, yeah.
Yeah, I think John Rahm's going to win.
Okay.
Rambo.
Ramadan.
I think he's going to win.
Mm-hmm.
A smoky would be Hideki Matsuyama.
Okay, there we go.
As a smoky. I don't. What's he paying? Are you getting that up?
Literally looking at it right now. There's great money.
I think Patrick Reed's also a good one for a top 10.
Yeah,
he's played well at the Masters previously.
Old Ludwig is always popular. $16.
Just doesn't have the
Matsuyama 26 is.
Yeah, he historically he's played good at the Masters. I heard a stat this morning that people at the Masters who have won previously go really well. Like, it's not a bet. You know how normally when you win a comp, you're like, okay, well, they're not going to do that again.
Yeah. If you're good
at the Masters,
you're good at the
it's
Masters.
actually it's a good thing that you've won the competition before.
Okay, there we go. What's Foxy for a top 10? Excuse the pause here. We're going live. Min Woo, top 10, $4. He's basically a Kiwi, right? We can claim him. Cam Smith, 7s. Where's Foxy? $12, top 10. Get around him.
Yeah, I'll be putting money on that.
Get around him. He's had the
the kidney stones.
Yeah, the stones are gone. He's a lighter
free
human
man.
being. He's a free man. The stones are gone. He's ready to rap.
Do you know that the par 3 contest, someone who's won the par 3 contest has never won the actual competition?
Right, so you
don't want to show up. You throw the final putt, apparently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that what people say who have missed the final putt? Or
no, but there's a thing that no one's ever won the par 3 contest the day before and then won the Masters.
Because I've thrown a lot of putts in my time. Yeah, even on the second hole, Crazy scenes. But enjoy your weekend of sport. There's a load to get around. Of course, always gamble responsibly, but good luck if you're having a punt this weekend. And Super Saturday, strap in.
Go the Warriors.
One of the great days.
Go the Warriors.
Go the Warriors. There he is. Love to see it. Enjoy.